The power of positive change has transformed my life, and let me tell you why. Everyone has a story to tell, a story that starts with childhood experiences that shape who we become as adults. Some of these stories are told with pain and trauma that truly changes the course of our lives. Experiencing trauma is more common than you might think. About 70% of people globally will experience a traumatic event sometime in their lifetime. People want to come back feeling normal after a traumatic event, but the reality is normal is relative because you will change. I remember as a young girl growing up in Brooklyn, New York, my mom coming to America, Italian immigrant, not speaking a word of English, teaching my sisters and I the value of family culture and hard work. Her strength in getting through the most difficult of times was incredibly inspiring to me. As time went by, my mom progressively lost her eyesight to macular degeneration. And as you can imagine, she was nervous, she was scared, she was devastated of what her day-to-day would be like. My mom loved to cook. She loved to bring the family together and make a meal. But she very quickly realized that her love for cooking didn't have to stop. She just had to learn to make the meal a different way. I lost my mom in 2020 to COVID at the age of 87. And till this day, I still remember the messages she shared with my sisters and I, that we have the power to change the course of our lives. You see, my mom didn't have a lot growing up in Italy, and she lost her mom at the age of 13 and had to find her way. Her childhood stories were a powerful message to all of us. And till this day, when I'm dealing with a really tough situation, I pause and think, what would mom say? What would mom do? She continues to inspire me in spirit. Fast forward 3 years later in 2023, I went through 3 life-changing events all at the same time. First, my daughter Danielle, 31 years old at the time, was diagnosed with an aggressive form of breast cancer. And as you can imagine, this news was absolutely devastating to me and my family. Second, our house in upstate New York was hit by a lightning storm and went up in flames while we were still in it. And it's mind-boggling that I'm here to tell you that story. I was offered a voluntary retirement package from my corporate job. This was a huge crossroads for me. My work was my life, my passion, and I felt so lost without it. Of the 3 events, the retirement package probably seemed like that was a positive change in all this, but it didn't feel that way at the time. For about 12 months, I was feeling like I was having this out-of-body experience. I kept questioning, like, is any of this real? Is this truly happening right now? I come to realize that everything happens for a reason. And change happens. Change is hard. Change brings on so much uncertainty. Uncertainty brings on so much stress. And stress brings on mental and chronic illness. I spent over 30 plus years in leadership roles, leading and managing change with others in business. I saw what it did to people. It will either paralyze you or empower you. Only we can make that choice. I've come to realize that everything happens for a reason. Trauma does not define you. We define it. And I made a choice. I made a choice to live and work in paradise, the Florida Keys, with my husband Bob and our 2 pups, Junie and Marley. Look, trauma and crises are going to happen. It's inevitable. But the true test of stretching one's own potential is not going through unsettling change, although it'll help you to become more resilient. But it's truly putting ourselves to the test and instilling the principles of positive change. You see, what it did for me, After the 12 months of ruminating and feeling this out-of-body experience, it helped me to open up my mind to what's possible. It helped me to think bigger on what's on the other side of change. And it helped me to seek unlimited opportunities that was right before me that I had not seen before. We become different people on the other side of change. What we value and how we see ourselves. If we just listen to those internal shifts that take place, it's information, it's guidance. It helps us think about what comes next. When I think about all of my life choices, every one of them was a test of my capability, a test of my resiliency, and a test of my perseverance. But the true test in all this was to help others to believe that unlocking human potential through positive change was where it's at. People who embody the principles of positive change are better able to connect with others, they're better able to commit to action, and they're better able to sustain performance during the most difficult of times. Look, nothing prepared me for the tragic events that happened in my life. But I'll tell you what, it helped me shape the blueprint for unlocking human potential, my true potential, and how I show up in the world. It changed my direction in so many different ways. So the good news in all this, and I can't wait to share this with you, after 2 years of my daughter being in and out of hospitals, going through chemotherapy, radiation, all kinds of medications, she's cancer-free and with us here today. As far as our home, we sought out the original builder, Dino, who came back and built us a new home, and new owners are enjoying it. And retirement, well, not so much. I continue to reinvent myself and serve my purpose in the world. So now that you understand why positive change has been so powerful in my life and others, let's talk about the how. Because oftentimes people don't see that what you're trying to do is positive. They'll question whether it is. But our job as leaders, as role models, is to help people to understand the why and help them to envision a better future. You see, we're building future leaders who will be the change in the world that we so need. So I have 5 key elements of a framework that I've put in place that have really worked for me. First, create a positive climate by being authentic and leading by example. Second, establish the right conditions and communicate what the change will bring. Inspire with a vision that others will be excited about wanting to join you on your journey. Share in the commitment that we're all in this together. And validate the vision for what it will take to make it happen. So here you have it. It's that simple. We can all do this. Each one of us has what it takes to unlock human potential. Let's design the best of conditions and build trust. Let's inspire with a vision that others will want to join us in this journey of life. And as Mahatma Gandhi says, our greatest ability as humans is not to change the world, but to change ourselves. Thank you.